Hello and welcome back to Elwing Arwen Tarot. My name is Jen and today we're going to be looking at what is coming your way in November. So to do this, we have our Wisdom of the Elders deck, Moonology deck, and today we're going to look at the Spirit Song Tarot. All right, so before we begin, just letting you know, I have set the intention of the people who need to find this reading will. Second, because this is a general collective reading, some of the stuff may not apply to you. That's perfectly okay. For the most part, it should, or parts of it will resonate, and maybe not others, and all of that's totally normal. If you're interested in a personal reading, I do have those, but if not, that's totally cool. You can check it out, or you can check this video out and see if you like the way that I read. That's part of why I'm doing this. All right, so let's see what is coming your way in November. Spirit, let's see. Okay, I'm just going to take the top one. Sacred Journey, Transformation. Okay, all right. Starting off strong, huh? All right, so Sacred Journey, Transformation. We're not beating around the bush today. All right. And what do we need from this deck? I'm going to pull this top one off again. Nothing will come of this situation. The Void of Course Moon. Okay. I'm getting the idea that if you're worried about something, if something seems scary, or something's not sitting right with you, or you're really worried about something, it's going to be okay. All right, cool. And maybe that's part of the process of the transformation, right? Well, let's see what the cards have to say about what is coming your way in November. Spirit. Okay, we have this one. 8 of Crystals, Dedication and Progress. All right, I'm thinking this one. 8 of Feathers, Courage, Solitude. In reverse. All right. 7 of so let me go back. 8 of Crystals is 8 of Pentacles. The 8 of Feathers is the 8 of Swords in reverse. The 7 of Shells is the 7 of Cups in reverse. All right, so then we have the 2 of Cups, 2 of Shells, Union and Harmony. Okay, there's a couple more cards that want to come out. The Sun, the Shadow, this is the Devil, and the 8 of, wow, 8 of Acorns or 8 of Wands, Energy and Results, Love, Choice and Trust, and finally, I'm going to put this one here, Truth and Clarity with the Justice card. Okay, so let me see what I'm seeing first. We've got 8, 8, and 8, the 2 of Shells, and Love, or the Lover's card. Let me go through and we'll see how this goes. So 8 of Crystals, Dedication and Progress. You have something coming up that you've been working on. You just need to work steadily towards it. The transformation is going to come through that dedication, that process. The 8 of Feathers, 8 of Swords in reverse, I believe that's speaking to, because the 8 of Swords is all about feeling like you're trapped. So the more that you move towards this goal, the less trapped you're going to feel. The more that you move in alignment, the less confused you're going to be. Seven of Shells, Seven of Cups. It says choice and ambitions. It may feel like right now you don't have a choice. You don't have any ambition. You feel like you're going with the flow. But at the same time, there is that one specific thing that you are moving towards. You know what it is. Whatever is calling you right now. Okay, I'm going to bring up this one again. Whatever you're currently working towards, it does make you feel like you don't have a choice. But I think in moving towards this, see, we have the buffalo here too, which is like it's a strong, steady progression. It's just constantly moving forward. It's very much that Taurus energy that nobody can tell me no. I'm just going to keep doing it, and I'm going to be very strong-willed about that. And it may feel like you don't have a choice in the matter, but you deciding to continuously move forward is your choice. And because of the way these cards are falling, I believe it's saying like, because you're moving towards all of this, right? The bull is moving forward. So you're moving towards not feeling stuck. You're moving towards a time where you will have choices. And so you're moving through that stagnant energy to get to this Two of Shells, this union, this harmony. I believe there's going to be somebody showing up for you. There's going to be relationships that occur, friendships, business partnerships, things like that are going to happen because of this dedication, this progress that you're moving towards. You know, whatever that looks like. And it may come as a shock to you, because I think with the Eight of Feathers, in the Light Seers deck, it's this girl who's blinded and she's looking at this mirror, right? And so it's that I'm seeing that card as this energy of like, you feel so stuck right now, but moving towards this, you're going to realize that you're not. But because you have to move through that energy first, you're not going to see this coming. Okay. And this whole row is like moving towards this thing. And once you get here, that's when you're going to find the sun, the shadow. So the sun, vitality, joy, this exuberant moving towards like, oh, all of a sudden I get it. Like if you're moving slowly like a bison through this energy, just slowly plotting out your course, you're like, oh, this is never going to change. Nothing's ever going to happen. You get to this point, you're like, oh my gosh, what is this? Who knew this was coming? Who knew this was going to be on the other side of all of that hard work and energy, you know? So the shadow is also the devil in a typical card or typical tarot deck. But I like the shadow here. This is the jackal, and he's standing. What I like about this card is that the jackal is sitting on top of this essentially a mesa, right? This hill. He's overlooking things. He's able to see the areas where he can find self-empowerment and ambition. So over here, you feel like you've lost the ability to choose, right? With the Seven of Shells in reverse, you've lost that ability to choose. But then you're going to find, oh no, I didn't need those things anyway. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here for something bigger, something greater. And so you're going to find that self-empowerment through this hard work and dedication. This definitely almost feels like a career kind of reading, like, or a life purpose reading. You may be finding your life purpose in this month. Again, here we have the Eight of Swords or the Eight of Acorns. You're moving quickly through this. like the eel. You're moving very quickly. Once you move through this stagnant energy. So again, I find it fascinating. These two cards are in reversals, right? It's very much this energy of the caterpillar going into the cocoon. What does a caterpillar do when it gets into the cocoon or the chrysalis? It turns into goo. It is alone. Nobody can see what's happening. It feels very isolating. And the reason why I kind of laughed when I pulled this card is because this image came to my mind a couple of nights ago of, oh, a caterpillar is around other bugs, is around other caterpillars when it's first born, right? But when you're in this chrysalis, in this cocoon, you don't see anybody. You don't see anyone. You don't hear anyone. You're a big pile of goo. And it doesn't look like you're ever going to come anything from it, like, right? Until one day, finally, you burst out. And what's fascinating to me is that the wings, right, all of this goo stuff comes from the caterpillar, the body. And then it becomes this like very light, it's almost like an ego death. You have all of this goo inside of you. You sit for a while in it. And then when a butterfly like first flaps its wings, it's getting all of that goo from here, the body, like the body looks engorged at first, but then it's slowly pumping all of that stuff out to the wings to make them fly. So the things that feel like they're keeping you down, that they're bogging you down right now, are eventually what's actually going to help you to fly. And what do we call people who are extremely social? They're social butterflies. They're flitting around from place to place, from person to person. You may never find a place where you feel like, oh, I finally belong, but you're going to be able to flit through all of these different circumstances or all of these different groups of people. And you're going to find that you fit in many different places. Again, I see this with the sun, the shadow, the Eight of Wands here, this flitting, this moving through. And because we have Two of Shells and love or the lovers, you may be finding love, you may be finding your people, you may be finding your person. This could very well be somebody who is like a counterpart to you, whether that's romantically or, you know, in the corporate world, or a work buddy, or someone who just understands you. Hold on a second. And with that knock, that's almost like, you know, it's right there. You don't see any of this coming yet. You know, you've got all this stagnant energy that you're moving through. You're in the chrysalis right now. But that's what, I feel like that's what this whole Justice card is. It's, you know, it says truth and clarity, but I'm seeing the scales being tipped, right? Because of this dedicated energy and you're moving through this stagnant energy, because you're taking the time right now and you're waiting on the universe to give you the heads up, to give you the, hey, this is how we're going to move forward. You can't see the other side of that yet. This is a very balanced reading too, of this is what you're going through. This is what's on the other side. All of these things that you feel that are unfair. You know, you may be feeling like nothing will come of this situation. The void of course moon is when it's not really aspecting any other planets. Every planet has this, obviously. We just kind of talk about it more at the moon because it moves more often. You know, it changes signs every 2.5 days. So it may feel honestly right now that you feel like nothing will come of this situation, but the moon changes signs every 2.5 days. And it may be in like 2.5 days, you're seeing, oh my gosh, all this amazing stuff is already happening. Like right now, it feels like, oh, nothing is coming because you're in the chrysalis. You're stuck in the chrysalis. And it's not that you're stuck there. There's a change and a transformation that's happening that you can't appreciate yet, but it is coming. It is going to shift your perspective. It is going to bring you to all of these amazing things, right? The sun, ambition with the shadow, the Eight of Wands, where you're moving swiftly towards something, somebody, some people, your purpose in life, any of those things. It really feels like this is almost a death moment for you. Let me see something. Where did that deck go? I'm gonna see. Okay, no. I was just seeing. Nope. Okay. I wanted to see if like death was on the bottom or something. It wasn't. That's fine. This feels, it's not a tower moment. It's not really a death moment. It's a rebirth moment. It is that chrysalis, right? That chrysalis moment. So you're, again, I feel like I've said this 5 times, but anyway, this is where you are and this is where you're going to be. This is where you've been. You've been learning, you've been doing, you've been gathering up that energy, and now you're sitting with that energy. And it feels unproductive, I'm sure. It feels exhausting. I know I've had to rest a lot this month just because, like, my personal transits are crazy. It's been really crunchy. I've been in a hot mess mood, but it's going to come together. Any of you who have late cardinal placements, know what I'm talking about. You're exhausted too. It's insane. I have 3 kids. All 3 of my kids have cardinal placements, and I'm just done with their crap on top of my own. It's so much fun. Ugh. Anyway, but we're all coming to this beautiful rebirth moment, right? Oh gosh, I just had this mental image too. 2 of my kids were way past their due dates by like several days. Not several days, a week and a half to almost 2 weeks. It was a very long time. I was exhausted. It was summer. I was worn out. I was done. I didn't want anybody around me. I was so moody, so irritated, so frustrated. And the thing is that it's a really weird spot to be in. I just remember thinking, I am miserable. Nobody knows. Everybody's out doing their lives. And then the baby is born. And here's the other weird thing about, like, right after the baby is born, it's not like all of a sudden everybody knows how amazing and wonderful and special this kid is, because they're newborn. They have not much of a personality at first. There's some, but it doesn't really come out till around like 3 or 4 months for the most part. And I'll tell you what, it is so weird, your entire world changing and nobody else, or very few other people, seeing and appreciating how much your world has just shifted. That's kind of what it's like when you first have these rebirth moments. You're sitting there, you're like, oh my gosh, my whole life is different now. Everything has changed. But not many other people see it, recognize it, know it for what it is. Later on, like, people, oh my gosh, you've been doing this so long. How on earth? It's like people come up to me and talk about how great my kids are. I'm kind of like, yeah, I've been knowing for quite a while now, but they just met them. I don't mean that to brag. I mean that as I think all kids are pretty awesome and spectacular, and we should celebrate kids for who they are, and not try to make them into who we want them to be. Just for the record, really difficult when you have kids with very strong placements. My kids compliant? Never. But anyway, it's that first moment of rebirth is awkward to say the least. But then as they grow, like as you grow into that new role, you find all of these things. You find the sun and vitality. You find your self-empowerment, your ambition. You find that you're moving quickly. You find that choice and that trust. I will say with the Two of Shells and the Lover's card, they could also mean that you have a choice between two paths. So that may also be coming up for you. I wanted to say that before I finish up this reading. It could be in your career, it could be personal life, it could be, relationally. There may be like two paths and you're like a very much a fork in the road and you have to pick one. So that could also be coming up. But overall, your November is going to be that rebirth moment. It may not be flashy. You may feel like, oh my gosh, things are just coming in. This is crazy. This is insane. But it may not look the way that you thought it would originally either. So keep that in mind. Thank you for joining me today. I really loved reading for you. This looks awesome, and it looks like your November is going to be one to remember. So definitely journal and take notes, guys. And I'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.